All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Wanted to do a pre-recorded video for you guys. Basically, show you what I've been doing lately. So this is you don't get obviously this opportunity too often to just take a trade and continuously add to it a few times. So doubled it here and then doubled it again, and we'll see. I think we got a good shot of getting up to that 88.2 area. If you guys aren't familiar with the Discord, I give a lot of these, trade setups in advance with stop loss, take profit, entry, to stop loss, profit, entry points, all there. If you guys are interested, the link is down below. We got Nightshade in there. We got KMAC as well. So a lot of really good community there. And occasionally, try to do it every, twice a month at least, a chat with you guys in the VIP channel. Check it out if you guys are interested. If you want one free month, if you sign up to any of the exchanges down below, or breakout, or buy a Bitcoin conference ticket. If you in the Discord go to the support ticket area, open a support ticket with your email or your UID, and we'll get you sorted. We'll give you a free month in there. So let's get into the analysis right now. I mean, we're getting into kind of the holiday weekend, so usually low trading volume, you wouldn't expect too much to happen. I mean, the big thing that I'm kind of looking at right now is if you just take some traditional TA, reverse head and shoulders, obviously not the nobody's getting, not the craziest pattern in the world, not the most amazing, rarest pattern in the world, but good shot of breaking up to 92K, potentially even more, from this right here. If you're looking at that, break up eventually like 95 or something. So that is probable there. And then that kind of area right there at that point, money flow kind of coming out on some of these higher time frames. But you do have what really we should actually look at on the weekly regular candles, which would kind of be like equivalent to a 6-day hike in Ashi. You kind of have a hidden bull div here. And you look at that hidden bull div, so potentially, you see price coming up. It's a rare bullish sign, and that's what generally would continue this bull run forward. Maybe it's hard to say, but we normally top out around Bitcoin conference, which is at the end of May. Speaking of which, like I already mentioned, I will be there. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun in Vegas, and coming back down potentially for a summer lull or something, and then hopefully coming back up to higher highs there. Now, assuming this is what's interesting for this market too. What I know somebody posted on Twitter, that if QE starts again kind of towards the end of the year, October, September, that could be like a big run up for alts over a few months, kind of similar to what we saw at the end of 2017. So that may be the real big point that you have to wait for alts right now. You're in April, which is the fourth month. About 8 more months you would have to wait. So that's what I think. It's kind of the waiting game right now. But ultimately, what we're looking at still looks pretty bullish there. I mean, I guess you could argue some of these things are not the most bullish right now, but I mean, I generally think you should be able to hold these areas right there. I would expect some wild volatility or something over the weekend. Just screw over both sides or something, then hopefully break upward. ETH, you're printing 8-hour trigger wave. You had one there, nullified it. It's going to be sideways. I don't expect, I think if anything happens during the weekend rather than sideways, it's going to be upward. That's what I think. Could be wrong, but that's what I think. I think you're going to get up to that 1800 range relatively soon, something like this into hopefully the next 2 weeks, which would be really, really good on ETH. That's kind of what we're really looking at here. You got some snake eyes, which is kind of a rare bullish sign on your 6-day. Yeah, it's actually the first time we ever. I mean, you could kind of compare it to here a little bit. There could be that theory that kind of. I'm sure other people have said it, but my theory is that ETH has been a bit suppressed, and a lot of big dogs wanted to get it at kind of some of these lower prices. So if you can repeat something of that nature into September of, not back up to these highs by September, hopefully even sooner. Maybe even sooner. Who knows? But that's what kind of we're hoping for right there. But it's even more, you've never seen a snake eyes here, so even more bullish. So, I think you got a good shot that you bottomed out here. I really do. I mean, sure, maybe you could come back to these lows, retest it again. I don't know. But if I had to really guess here, everything looks good. I think ETH does look better in Bitcoin at the moment too. And ultimately, a trade like this probably has, I would be lenient with a stop loss right now. Definitely lenient because we're in the holiday weekend right now. But something like that. Maybe even go a little bit lower under 15 to really be safe there. But yeah, I mean, you could even, the market likes to play with you. So something with a lenient stop loss here, maybe the move, and then ultimately you look at ETH versus Bitcoin, which had made a lower low, which is not the healthiest thing in the world, but yeah, I mean, you're trying, you're definitely trying. So, you get these quadruple snake eyes in your weekly, it kind of looks like a dead, token, a dead low cap token, unfortunately here. But I do think that as long as you hold these lows, you got a good shot of doing something, into the end of the year. ETH dominance is definitely much better, though. ETH dominance is definitely much better because hitting that point, trying to make a higher low there, that would be generally pretty good if you can make a higher low there on ETH dominance. Going into some of the legacy alts, Solana, I would argue, yeah, weekly rare bull sign, one of these deep anchor waves. I mean, hopefully you could do something like that, and kind of erase a lot of this pain there, get back up to 192, maybe by end of May. I mean, a lot could happen here. A lot could definitely happen for Solana into the end of May there. And actually, I wanted to look at Cardano on this chart on Binance. Got more lines and such. But trigger waves and other good things there. So you've kind of been in this range area, that double bottom there. Theoretically, with that high up, I mean, if you can break upward, you target all the way up towards all-time highs there. Now, when could that happen? When can we map that out? I mean, towards end of year, I mean, things could get crazy earlier, but something like that, and then maybe a lot of craziness into the last part of this year, maybe early January, and then getting up to $4. I mean, who knows? But right now, we're just focusing on new all-time highs or old all-time highs for that reason. A few other ones, I've been looking at. Chainlink, why am I okay? Charts a little bit. Okay, yeah. Generally still making a higher low, which is really good. I think Chainlink generally could have a good rally. You just, if you're wrong, just move your stuff over, something of that nature up to this area, potential new all-time high still could be in the cards, But that is a big jump. I mean, 8x at the end of the year, who knows? But, a big jump here, repeating that. I mean, from what you did from August 24 to December, about a 6-month period, that's into August of this year. So you could easily be at, I mean, I wouldn't say easily, but you could be at $40. You could definitely be at $40. So there's potential here. A lot of stuff looks like it's bottoming. I think these markets generally look really good. Last but not least, TRX. If you can break out of this, kind of double whatever cup pay, I forget the name of this technical analysis pattern, but you probably would have, some type of a technical target at 30 cents, 28 cents, really higher, but yeah, I mean 30, high 20s, low 30s would be kind of that next area, that wick right there. It is a bit of a weird operator. Yeah, it is a fib level right there. It is a little bit of a weird operator, but I do think that ultimately you should be able to hold up more than have this go down, get you a trigger wave to the downside here on TRX. So I think there's potential. That 2-week looks decent for continuation forward into this recovery. So yeah, ultimately hope you guys got a good update out of this. You got some good knowledge out of this update. Leave a comment, smash the like button down below, and check out the links down below, especially for exchanges if you guys are interested. It's 10% off your fees for life on BloFin and BYDFI, and then 10% off your ticket for the Bitcoin conference if you want to go to the Bitcoin conference. I think it's going to be really nice. So we'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.